Alrighty, Hasses, welcome back, and in this video I am going to teach you guys how to design layouts using the grid system in Bootstrap. Now a grid, as we know, is made up of a bunch of rows, left and right, and columns, up and down. Now whenever we use Bootstrap, we can have a maximum of 12 columns. Now this doesn't mean that every single web page that we make it has to be 12 columns and look like a big grid. We can actually take these 12 columns, and if we just want one big one, we can just group them all together. And also, let's say that you just wanted to have a sidebar on the left hand side in your main area. Well, we can take 2 of those columns, group them together, put them on the left, and we can take the 10 other ones and use them for the main content right here. But remember, 12, it's our magic number. Now another thing I want to point out, and this is the last terminology that I'm going to throw at you guys before we start actually getting hands-on. Whenever we're using our grid system, it has 4 different classes. Let me just type all these out. XS, SM, MD, and LG. So extra small, small, medium, and large, that's what they stand for. And these relate to what device are you trying to design your website for. So extra small is for phones, small is for tablets, medium is for normal desktops and laptops, and large is for larger desktops like those huge iMacs. Now, later on, what we're going to be doing is, let's say that you want to create a layout that, I don't know, let's say a desktop, you want to have a layout that the sidebar only takes up 2 columns, but for a tablet, you think it looks better if, your sidebar takes up 4 columns. You can actually use these classes to change it, but in these first couple examples and for the most of my tutorials, I'm just going to make one generic website that's responsive to every single device. So we can just use, say, like MD, and I'm going to show you how to make a website that looks good on every single device, whether it's a phone or a big jumbo desktop. So let's get into that right now. So let's say that what can we do in this video? We'll say that we're making a really simple web page, and it's going to have 3 columns, and it's going to take up the entire width of the screen. So how would we do that? Well, remember, the first thing we need to do is change this from container, which is a fixed width, to container fluid. Now remember, that is going to give us the functionality to take up the entire width of the screen. And also, let me add a header. So heading 1, I'll just say 3 column layout. Now whenever you make columns, they have to go inside rows. So div, and the class for this is just row. So now inside this row, we're just going to stick 3 columns. And remember, since we have to take up 12 columns and we only want 3 of them, we're going to have each of those take up 4 columns. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. Simple enough. So div class equals col minus md, since we're just going to make this a generic website for a desktop, and then minus 4. So we're just making a regular column that's going to span 4 columns. I know I use the word columns a lot, but that's what it's doing. It's taking up the width of 4 columns. And just so we can differentiate these, I'm just going to change the background color of each one. It'll be easier to see in this little demo. So background color, got to find my shortcut, too lazy to type it. And what's a good color? So FF, I don't know, like 9999. And this one can just say first. So let me copy this and just add it 2 more times. Alright, so this is going to be the first column on the left hand side. This one's going to be the one in the middle. So I'll actually just write left, middle, and right. And let me just change the color to, I don't know, 99CCFF. And what else is a good color? 00CC99. And let me run this and check it out. Alright, so there you go. Here is our heading right here. And remember, since we use a fluid container, it's taking up the entire screen. So left, middle, right, this is all one row with 3 columns. And check out what happens whenever I shrink this. Huh, that's pretty handy. I mean, we didn't add any functionality, so it all stacked on top of each other. But I mean, a phone is about that size, let's say. Everything is all there, nothing gets squished. This middle and right section aren't getting cut off. They are still right there. And check that out. Pretty awesome, eh? And real quick, let me show you guys what it looks like if it is a regular container instead of fluid. So let me run this and check it out. So here is our fluid one, and we can see that this takes up the full width of the screen, no space on the left or right. And this is the regular container. You see that we now have a fixed width, and we have some spacing on the left and right. So full screen, not full screen, that's the difference, and that is how you use the grid system to make a really simple layout.